Human psychology is full of strange, surprising, and sometimes unbelievable quirks. These weird facts reveal how your brain behaves behind the scenes, often without your awareness. In this video, we'll explore 12 unusual and fascinating psychological truths that explain why you think, feel, and react the way you do. Let's get started. Number 1. Your brain lies to you without you noticing. Your brain constantly fills in missing information, creating details that never actually existed. This strange process is called confabulation, and it happens because the brain hates gaps. It wants the world to feel predictable and complete. For example, if you forget a detail in a memory, your brain automatically fills it in with something that seems reasonable. You won't even realize it. To you, the memory feels authentic. This happens because the brain prioritizes storytelling over accuracy. It wants a smooth narrative, not the truth. This weird psychological phenomenon explains why eyewitness testimonies are unreliable, why we misremember conversations, and why two people can experience the same event, but recall it completely differently. Your brain lies not to deceive you, but to protect your sense of coherence. Number 2, people prefer familiar faces, even strangers. One of the strangest human tendencies is the preference for familiarity. People feel more comfortable around faces they've seen before, even if only briefly. This is called the mere exposure effect. The more you see something, a person, an object, a song, or even a brand, the more you like it. Your brain thinks familiarity equals safety. This is why you might feel drawn to someone you've seen only once, or why you prefer brands you've grown up with. Familiarity creates trust, even when logic says it shouldn't. Understanding this quirky bias helps explain relationships, marketing, and why we gravitate towards certain people. Number 3. Your mind can trick your body into feeling sick. The mind-body connection is incredibly strong. Through a phenomenon known as the nocebo effect, negative expectations can create real physical symptoms. If someone tells you a food might make you sick, your body can produce nausea, even if the food is harmless. If you expect a pill to cause side effects, your brain may generate them. The nocebo effect is the dark twin of the placebo effect, but instead of healing you, it harms you. This strange psychological power shows how strongly your beliefs influence your physical health. Number 4. We remember the beginning and end, not the middle. Humans have a bizarre memory pattern called the serial position effect. We remember the first and last items in a list far better than anything in the middle. This cognitive quirk shapes how we recall experiences, relationships, and even conversations. It's why the opening and closing of an event feel the most important, and why last impressions can matter just as much as first impressions. Our memory is not a recording, it's selective storytelling. Number 5. Your brain rewards you for complaining. It sounds strange, but complaining can feel good, at least temporarily. When you vent, the brain releases small bursts of dopamine because it feels like you're solving a problem. The problem is that complaining becomes addictive. The more you do it, the more your brain expects the dopamine reward. This psychological loop explains why some people complain constantly. Their brain has learned to crave it. Understanding this helps you break the cycle and shift toward healthier emotional habits. Number 6. People see what they expect, not what's real. Your brain doesn't perceive reality, it predicts it. Because processing every detail would overwhelm you, your brain uses expectations to interpret the world quickly. This means you often see what you think you'll see, not what's actually there. This psychological quirk explains optical illusions, misunderstandings, and why assumptions feel so convincing. Your expectations create your experience more than you realize. Number 7. You can only focus on one thing at a time. Although people think they can multitask, the brain can only concentrate on one conscious task at a time. When you try to multitask, your brain rapidly switches between tasks, burning energy and decreasing accuracy. This is why multitasking increases mistakes, slows you down, and reduces memory. True focus can only happen in one direction at a time. Number 8. We overestimate how much people notice us. Humans suffer from a strange bias called the spotlight effect, the belief that others notice our flaws, mistakes, or awkward moments far more than they actually do. In reality, most people are too focused on themselves to closely observe you. Understanding this frees you from unnecessary anxiety and helps you act with more confidence. Number 9. Your mood changes how you see colors. Color perception is influenced by emotional state. When sad or tired, colors appear duller. When excited or joyful, colors can look brighter and more vivid. This weird psychological link happens because emotions affect the visual processing centers in the brain. Your world literally looks different depending on how you feel. Number 10. You trust someone more if they touch you lightly. A light touch might seem insignificant, but psychologically, it has a surprisingly powerful effect on human behavior. Humans are hardwired to respond to physical contact because touch is one of the oldest forms of communication in our evolutionary history. Long before we had language, touch signaled safety, bonding, and cooperation. Today, even a small gesture, like a gentle tap on the arm, can activate these ancient emotional responses. Studies show that a brief, respectful touch increases compliance, generosity, and trust. For example, people are more likely to return a dropped item, agree to a request, or feel positively towards someone who gives them a subtle touch. This doesn't happen consciously. Instead, the brain interprets touch as a sign of connection and reassurance. What makes this even stranger is that the person being touched often cannot recall the moment of contact, yet their behavior is still affected. This psychological phenomenon is known as haptic influence, and it plays a role in social bonding, leadership, parenting, friendships, and even sales. However, context matters. Touch must be light, brief, and appropriate to the relationship. When done correctly, it can reduce stress, increase warmth, and build rapport rapidly. When done incorrectly, it can cause discomfort or distrust. This weird psychological fact shows just how deeply our bodies and emotions are linked, sometimes more than we realize. Number 11. Your brain likes negative information more. The human brain is naturally drawn to negativity, a tendency known as the negativity bias. It may seem strange that bad news affects us more than good news, but this quirk served an important survival purpose. For early humans, paying attention to danger was the difference between life and death. As a result, the brain evolved to prioritize anything that might pose a threat. This means negative experiences, critical comments, or unpleasant events stick in our memory longer and influence our emotions more intensely than positive ones. You might forget compliments quickly, yet remember an insult for years. You may overlook a day full of small successes, but dwell on a single mistake. This bias also shapes how we perceive the world. The brain scans for potential problems automatically, even when none are present. This can lead to overthinking, worry, and pessimism. In modern life, negativity bias can distort decision-making, relationships, and self-esteem. It's why the news focuses on dramatic, fear-based stories. The brain can't resist paying attention. It's why arguments feel more powerful than peaceful moments. But the good news is that awareness gives you control. You can intentionally create a positivity buffer by celebrating wins, practicing gratitude, or surrounding yourself with uplifting people. Negativity bias is weird, deeply rooted, and incredibly influential, but it's not unchangeable. Number 12. You can feel someone's emotion just by looking at them. Humans are emotional sponges. We absorb the feelings of those around us automatically. This psychological phenomenon is known as emotional contagion. It occurs because of mirror neurons, specialized brain cells that cause us to mimic the expressions, energy, and emotional states of others, often without knowing it. This is why seeing someone cry can make your throat tighten, why a genuine smile can lift your mood, and why stress spreads quickly through a group. Your brain is constantly scanning the faces and body language of others, syncing with their emotions in real time. What makes emotional contagion especially strange is that it can happen even without words. Simply observing a tense jaw, lowered eyebrows, or excited eyes can trigger the same emotional reaction inside you. This ability helped ancient humans survive by promoting group cohesion and shared emotional awareness. Today, emotional contagion influences relationships, workplaces, friendships, and social environments. Being around negative people can drain your energy, while being around positive, enthusiastic people can elevate your mood. Understanding this effect allows you to protect your mental space. you can be mindful about the people you surround yourself with, set emotional boundaries, and choose environments that support your well-being. Emotional contagion is one of the strangest yet most powerful psychological forces shaping human behavior. The emotions you absorb can literally change the way you think, feel, and act. If you enjoyed these weird psychology facts, give this video a thumbs up, share it with friends, and subscribe for more fascinating insights into the human mind.